Kellen Moore named Spencer Rattler the starter versus the Chargers. Saints training camp, ladies and gentlemen. I love him like a brother. Kellen Moore. I would die for this man. This is my guy. This is my president. Okay? He did it. He went ahead and said, you know what? The Rat Daddy gets the first start against the Chargers. We all knew it was coming. We all knew what was going to happen. Shouldn't be surprised. I'm not surprised. Are you surprised? No. Does this mean a whole lot? Not really. But we're going to talk about it. Listen to what Kellen's got to say. Looks like Kellen's got a fresh cut. I can tell under the hat. I can tell by the sideburns. Looks like he got a fresh cut, which means he's taking the preseason seriously.
All right, guys. I'll just start really quick with a couple of the same injury guys that have popped up. CO, he did not practice today with a little bit of an ankle. Nothing too concerning there. And then Brzee had a little sickness there. So other than that.
CO is Chris Olave. It's also Colorado. But Chris Olave, when I saw this tweet, I think it was Nick, tweeted out that it was an insignificant ankle injury. And I had read it significant. I think I was a couple Sun Cruisers in. But I read significant ankle injury. I almost did the unspeakable. I almost went up to the roof and I wasn't coming back down. Well, I was coming back down, but I was going the hard way, if you know what I mean. Thank God Chris Olave is okay.
We should be pretty clean, though. So, awesome day, scrimmage. Got a chance for guys to go out there, kind of in some call-out situations, play ball, react to some things, and so it was good leading up into Sunday.
Are you ready to declare a starting quarterback for Sunday?
We'll start Spencer in the game, and then we'll go. From there, we'll go Tyler and then Jake. So all those guys will get in there. They'll hop in there. It'll be a great rotation for those guys.
I was having a conversation yesterday about how we think this will play out. I think. Here's my theory. Now, I could be wrong, but I never am. My theory is that Kellen did this 3-man rotation, okay, which sounds like some of my friends' spring break, if you know what I mean. But what the hell was I talking about? Kellen did this 3-man rotation during training camp. And a lot of people were saying, well, you're wasting reps. Like, you're not going to get the reps. You can't split these guys 3 ways. Sounds like some of my friends' spring break. Wait, I already did that joke. I think what's going to happen is Kellen's going to make up for all of that with preseason. I think he's going to squeeze as much out of the preseason games as he can for Tyler Shough and Spencer Rattler. I wouldn't be surprised at all if we saw Rattler in the entire first, Shough for pretty much the entire second, and maybe Haener for a drive. And then the next game, I'm going to go ahead and tell you right now, you heard it here first. Tyler Shough is going to start the next preseason game. And Kellen's going to flip-flop, and he's going to do it like that, where Shough will start the first half of the next game, Rattler will start, or will play the second half, and they'll keep rotating. And that's how they'll do it. And that's how I see it playing out. I think Spencer is the starter right now, but as I've said a million times, this is the test. This is 90% of the grade. All that training camp stuff is over. Like, training camp is poof. Practice is poof. Mini camp, all that, who cares? Now it's okay. If you blow me away in preseason, that's what really matters. And that's why, we've talked about this before, where it's like you can't get bogged down in who went, 14 for 16 in the third training camp, then who went 8 for 14 in the 7th training camp. Like, all that, it's important in that singular moment, but it gets forgotten real quick. Tomorrow, I'm filming this on a Saturday. Tomorrow's game day. Tomorrow we'll be watching the New Orleans Saints play football. And hopefully you're watching with me on my live stream. I'll be live streaming the game. 3 options to watch. You can watch on Twitter, you can watch on Twitch, and you can watch on YouTube. It's all the exact same stream. It's a multi-stream. The chats are connected, so if you type on YouTube in the YouTube chat, we'll see it. If you type in the Twitch chat, we'll see it. They all just come through as chats. I can't, there's none are prioritized or whatever. So we will be live the entire game. Hope you're watching it with us tomorrow, 3:00, I believe, is kickoff. We'll be live a little early. I'll tweet it out, all that fun stuff. But that's how I see it playing out. So, the Saints are an interesting preseason team because with preseason, you want a team that's motivated, right? Like position battles, stuff like that. You want motivated teams, motivated players. Otherwise, you get a performance like the Lions did in their first game, the Hall of Fame game. the Saints might be the greatest preseason situation of all time because they have a position battle at literally every single position. And you may say, well, James, they don't have a position battle at running back. Alvin Kamara's the starter. Yeah, but then you've got every other guy behind Alvin is literally playing for their career, playing for their roster spot. All the rookies playing for their roster spot. New guys like Blackman and Reed. They just rolled up. You don't think they want to set a tone? Oh, and also you've got head coach and defensive coordinator who want to set a tone. So the Saints, this is like their Super Bowl. I mean, this is a Super Bowl type environment for the Saints in the first preseason game. So I can't wait to watch it.
How many guys do you estimate won't play in the game just because of
Yeah, there'll be a couple. We'll go into it. They'll probably hand half a dozen on each side of the ball, and so once we kind of navigate that, we'll communicate to you guys.
Not to go down the entire roster, but will you try to get most of the starting offensive line out there for Spencer?
We'll see. We may rest some in there, and then we'll just rotate those guys as much as we can. So
yeah, I would assume. I wouldn't be surprised if McCoy got some rest or whatever, but I would think Banks Penning, especially Penning, I would think is going to get a ton of work. Banks, I'm sure, is going to get a ton of work. Fuaga probably will get a little bit of work, and then they'll probably take him out he'll probably get some reps. But Fuaga is the guy where they'll probably save him. He'll play 2 possessions or whatever. They'll take him out. But Banks, Penning, I would think Penning's going to play a pretty good amount.
What did you like about Spencer's night tonight?
Yeah, I think just really clean, decisive, played really good ball, used his feet in a couple scenarios, which was very valuable, and he's playing certainly confident, and so I thought all 3 of those guys had moments today, and so I feel like we're progressing really well.
How much do you put into this preseason game when it comes to thinking about your starter for week 1?
Yeah, it'll be another piece of the puzzle as we go through this. Obviously, they're important pieces. They're games, and there's tackling and sacks and all the things that you got to deal with when a game is full go. And so it'll be a great evaluation piece for us. By no means is it any bigger than the collection of all these practices that have occurred.
But just for clarification, this doesn't mean Spencer is starting week 1, right?
No.
Yeah, that's what I tried to allude to, was that if you see, because this is going to be the next set of questions, okay? I'll go ahead and tell you right now, and I got a feeling this will be a flashback in a future video. The narrative is going to be if Shough plays well, which he might, and all of a sudden Shough starts the second preseason game, the narrative is going to be, has there been a change in the quarterback depth chart? Because why is Shough now starting this game? But it's just going to be a rotation. So, again, do not get bogged down in preseason depth charts. Okay? What happens on the field, the play, is what matters. One preseason game is not going to change the entire picture, but after 3 preseason games, it might. Like Shedeur Sanders for the Browns looked pretty good. Shedeur looked okay. All right? Should the Browns build a statue and retire his jersey and name him the starter? And no, it's 1 preseason game. There's backups in there. It's a lot's happening. Now, if he plays well over the course of 3 preseason games, then yeah, okay, maybe you do. If the offense is humming and he's looking good, looking comfortable, orchestrating it, yeah, sure. So Bryce Young, Bryce Young looked good in the last drive of that game, or his last drive of the game. Looked fine. Should people be saying Bryce Young MVP tickets? Probably not.
Did he earn the chance to start this game, or was that a preconceived rotation you were always?
Yeah, certainly we had a couple different options as we went through this. I think certainly he's earned his way as he's gone through this. That's just a starting point. We'll start here and then continue to keep evaluating this thing as we go.
When Tyler comes in the game, will you pull your starters at that point, or is it kind of?
We'll see based off their volume and rotation there. Yeah.
And what did you just make of Tyler's day-to-day?
Did some really good things. Again, I thought his feet, just like Spencer, showed up in the game out here, which was awesome. Had a really good couple drives in there. I thought he did some really good things.
Yeah, word on the street is that Tyler had a pretty good day. I guess would have been Friday, I think. Yeah, days are getting mixed up, ladies and gentlemen. But apparently he was pretty good. And look, this is kind of what you want, and this is what we expected, and this is what we talked about was, okay, Tyler has now kind of taken a step back. I'm not going to say hit rock bottom, but taking a step back, now he's got to deal with this. Now he's got to deal with some of the negativity on Twitter and whatever. Now he's got to deal with, okay, now I'm the backup. I got to work my way forward. So now it's up to him to show that he can do that. And if he does do that, that'll mean him becoming the starter, if he does become the starter, will be even better because that means he earned it. He truly worked and earned it. It was not one of those things where it's like, it just is what it is. He, fell back in line and then worked his way forward. So it's still out. It's still all in front of Tyler Shough. He just has to perform.
His touchdown run, was that a called keeper, or did he have the option to hand it off?
It was a high probability of run. There's a low probability of QB running, but he saw it, he reacted to it. I think that's one really smart decision-making thing. He has a great feel for the game, and so he saw green grass and he took it.
How much are you looking forward to just the first game of the preseason as head coach?
It'll be really good for our entire football team just to go through the process. By no means it's going to be perfect. That's the beauty of preseason football. I think for our players, it'll be awesome to get out there and kind of play someone else who's been playing each other for a number of weeks, but also for the coaches to go through this process and get back into the real thing.
Your ability to create
Yeah, by the way, Kellen will be calling plays and Brandon Staley will be calling plays in the preseason game.
off schedule. It's tough to gauge sometimes when you're installing the offense, but when you're trying to have him do specific things versus when you kind of get him in a college situation that shines a little bit.
Yeah, the improv and the off-schedule stuff, which is real in this game. There's a number of plays, and the statistics will back it up, that a lot of plays end up in that scramble phase. And so our guys, certainly we've talked about a lot of it. It shows up more and more in these scrimmages, and certainly these games it'll show up as well. And so Tyler made some great plays. He had a good little off-schedule throw, finding the running back. Spencer had a couple, so it was good.
You're planning on calling the plays on Sunday?
Yes.
There you go.
And your run game is kind of operating the way you want it to. Are you kind of seeking out explosives with this run game? Is that kind of what's in the design is for?
Certainly, I think all of us are trying to get explosive plays, but there's situations within the drives that are always different. You may be looking for a clean, positive run to get yourself back on track. You may be chasing explosives, whatever it may be. But certainly we want to avoid all negative plays as much as we can. And I think that's one of the big things with the run game is you're chasing explosives, but you can't be reckless. Put yourself in second and longs and be chasing things.
Will Coach Staley call the defensive plays?
What's that?
Will Coach Staley call
Yes.
the defensive plays?
Yes.
Is Landon Young dealing with something?
Yeah, he's just dealing with something. Yeah, he was out as well today. So sorry I missed that one. So we'll evaluate that one as we go and see his availability on Sunday.
Can you explain the decision Tyler made on the run? You're saying it was an option call, but
Yeah, it's a run play that's going to the running back 95% of the time, and there's a small little percentage that if everyone overreacts, you do have the ability to pull it. He's actually done it twice in training camp, and so I think it's just a high football IQ play, common sense type play.
Did Fadil Diggs stand out to you a little bit tonight?
Yeah, I thought some of those younger edge rushers, some of the D-line, I thought they did a really good job. Our third group, I thought our D-line and the third group really put in some pressure there. Made it challenging for Jake in some circumstances there. So you got to know the context of what Jake was, kind of navigating there in those 2-minute situations. But, I thought that group did a really good job.
Do you know the number of plays you called?
I think we're at 66, so I think that was about half. So, yeah.
I had 66.
There you go. Yep, so a little bit different, obviously.
I mean, I'm not, this isn't rocket science here, but I do love that. I just love the answers when it's like, hey, how many plays did you call by chance? Oh, 66. Like, Kellen is just on top of every detail.
But again, we talked about this. This was kind of a Friday-Sunday combination of 2 games in 3 days. So, those numbers are kind of calculated as well.
How much of, you said Spencer's going to start Sunday, how much of that was determined tonight, or did you were leaning that way heading into tonight?
We had communicated before this to those guys.
Okay, so this was before this.
Yes.
You had made that decision.
Yeah, it did not. I didn't just improv it just now, so.
Yeah, what are we doing here?
Tell you guys first or something.
appreciate it.
Yeah, would have been fun though.
One more player to ask you about, Chris Tyree.
Yeah.
I might have missed it.
Yeah, he's dealing with something, so lower body deal, and so, a couple of those guys, just some nagging things. They're kind of day-to-day, so we'll see.
Thank you.
Just what is your overall philosophy on playing starters in the preseason? There's only 3 of them. Is it
I'd say anytime we need to go through an evaluation process, I think it's important to go through that process in preseason. So, there's certain players that we need to go through a process and evaluate them, and they're competing for different roles. There's other guys that we may be doing a quick, stop in the game, 8-12 plays, and then they'll probably transition out of that thing, and it may be just their opportunity to kind of get acclimated. And there'll be certainly a handful of guys that won't play.
If you are ever going to play the most complete amount of starters, is game 2 the game you vision as that?
Yeah, probably 2 will be a little bit more, and we'll just have to see where we're at. The third game is kind of a flex game in a lot of ways for the NFL now, whether you treat it like the old 3 or the old 4 as far as the preseason games. And so we'll just see where we're at that point. So it feels a little ways away.
Do you know for game 2 whether you'll switch the quarterback rotation? Or
We'll see. We certainly have that option, and we'll be.
Yeah, they're going to.
We'll be ready to do that, but we'll see how this all plays out. So.
All right.
All good?
Thank you.
All right. Thanks, guys.
Ladies and gentlemen, there you go. All right. We are close. I'm telling you, do what you got to do. Do what you got to do. Talk to who you want to talk to. Family, friends, shows you want to watch. I just gave myself goosebumps. You want to finish Stranger Things? Finish it. You want to watch Sullivan's Crossing? Finish it. Get it off the list. You want to go to the movies? Go to the movies. You got a girlfriend? You got a boyfriend? You got a wife? You got a husband? You got friends? You got a dog? Say what you got to say. All right? Because it's football time. It's time. Sunday, it all begins again, ladies and gentlemen. Sunday, it starts. And we ain't stopping. Okay? I was brushing my teeth this morning. And I was looking at myself in the mirror. Just looked disheveled. Bags under my eyes. Horrific. Downright sickening. And all I could think of was, am I doing enough? Should I be doing 4 videos a day? Should I be doing 6 videos a day? Should I be doing a 3-hour radio show a day? What else can I do for the people? Why am I thinking that? Because it's football season. Because it's finally here. We ain't talking training camp. We ain't talking whatever the hell we've been uniforms and helmets. Even though we didn't do videos on this. Now is time. This morning, it was a little crisp in the air, a little cool in the air. Fall.
Like a good neighbor.
See that? My little bulldog he got fired up. He got fired. This guy looked like me this morning. Dry mouth. Jesus. It's here, ladies and gentlemen. Get pumped. Get excited. I will see you in the next video.